JD here, and today we've got this. This is the Flybear FX 807. Okay, so this guy is made out of polystyrene. It feels really quite sturdy, even though its construction is made out of polystyrene. It's got two little motors at the front here. These little motors and this little battery inside here gives this little aircraft a time of 12 to 15 minutes in the air. Comes in at 25 grams. This is a hand launcher, so you have to launch it directly out of your hand in order for it to take off, especially with this being on grass. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So with this guy, hopefully we're going to get the 12 minutes that we are rated out of this guy. And as we have absolutely no wind here today, it's the first time this year that we have a totally still day, less than 1 mile an hour breeze. This is the correct environment to be taking this guy up. So with that, let's launch her. Now then, with the instructions not being very good, what I'm going to do is I am going to put this on a level base. I'm going to turn this on, and there should be a red LED from underneath it. With that on, it should auto bind, which it has. Let me just test. Yeah, there we go. Now with this, it didn't say whether it had a gyro or not, hence why I've just left it on a level ground and turned her on there, just so that if there is a gyro, it's going to calibrate on a nice flat level surface before we take her up. So with that, let's launch her. So as with every hand launch, what you have to do is keep the plane pointed up slightly, and as you let go, rank up on the throttle, and that should be enough there for her to take off. Throttle, then she is away! Look at her go! Hello, little glider! Oh, for the second, she's just doing spins. Up and then bring her back down. Reduce that throttle slightly until she comes down. All the throttle is off and she's gliding. Ramp back up on the throttle slightly and off she goes. Oh! And she's silent. I really appreciate that, as I don't like having loud motors. I still have that issue. Oh, crash. Now, as she is polystyrene, the great thing about this is that she has some resistance to impact if you're on soft ground. Obviously, if you're on concrete, probably not as much, but as we're on grass here today, she does have quite a bit of impact resistance. Obviously it's still going to damage her, so don't be crashing her intentionally. Oh, look at her go, and she's silent. Now, even though we've had 2 crash landings from this, all we've had is we've lost a little bit of paint off the front there. The rest of the aircraft is in remarkably good shape. Now obviously I am landing on grass, and one of the best features about this is that when you do come to land, as she is a glider, you can just, if you're coming in straight, you can just knock off the motors and she will glide into an eventual stop. Look at now, this is with pure gliding only. And in she comes for a beautiful landing. Look at that. Again, unfortunately on this hard icy ground, but again she lands really well. And she does, and she flies really well. Look at her go. I'm really quite shocked, because something as light as this with 2 tiny little motors on board, to be honest, thinking about it, that's all you need. Down she comes, swoops. As long as you have no breeze. I mean, I've had this for about 2 months, just sitting on a day waiting for today, where there is absolutely no breeze. And again, gliding. In she comes. Turn her in for a bit of a landing. Not a great one at all, but all in all, that's not bad. Alright, so thoughts on the Flybear. It's a great, big, massive bit of fun this is. Obviously you have to have a very still day. He is extremely light. Now, in saying that, he flies. I found him to fly actually really quite well. His glide is really nice as well. So when you turn off your throttle totally and you take it back down to 0, and he just glides in, you still have got the option of turning left and right, so you can still move him. But it's just a wonderful sight just to see something glide in and be so utterly silent. It's very, very nice indeed. Now, obviously there is a little bit of damage to this guy, as I was showing during the video. Not a lot. It hasn't hampered the way that he flies, but just beware that he is, again, just polystyrene. That's all he is. He's quite hard, quite compacted polystyrene, but still quite polystyrene. The transmitter worked extremely well. Now, obviously, we have this control here, which allows you to alter the trim left and right. I kept it dead center, and dead center was exactly the place this needed to be. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. Controls were excellent. They relayed without any issues. I didn't find, obviously I don't let things get too far away from me, but I didn't find I didn't find at any point that I was going to be in any sort of danger with this particular plane. He flew and glided so utterly beautifully, and this transmitter helped with that no end. So then folks, if you're after a cheap and cheerful plane, I absolutely recommend this 100%. He is a great little buy. So there we are folks, thank you ever so much for watching and listening. I've been JD, you've been fantastic as always. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Hello and welcome to all the new subscribers. I hope you're enjoying the channel. So until next time my friends, happy flying.